Hello, this is legospartanproductions, and here I have a mock from the Pacific Theater of World War II. This is of the Battle of Okinawa, or a section of it, in which the U.S. Army and Marines participated, and was a grueling battle against the Imperial Japanese Army and Navy. So I'll start by going over the topography, or layout of this mock. So first we have the lagoon here, in which a Higgins boat is unloading U.S. Marines. And then here we have a large rocky outcropping. The rest of it is, it's a cutaway of one, so the rest of it is not in this mock. And then we have a large sandy beach section, a castle when the Japanese have their headquarters underneath, a small trench leading into a forested area, and another pillbox. So, we'll start in the lagoon area. A Marine here got shot, and he's bleeding out into the water. And the rest of the Marines are all disembarking from the Higgins boat here onto the beach to fight the Japanese. So here's the Higgins boat that I constructed. There's a Navy flag in the back, or a U.S. flag, but in the Mariners design and triangle. There are 2 or 3 Navy sailors here, with gunmetal helmets, steel pot. Control panel here. There's also an M2HB 50 caliber machine gun in the back for when if they need to use it for supplies. The rest of the Marines are departing, and here's a special touch that I added. It's a photographer who's taking pictures of the battle to record that. So that's how a lot of the pictures we have and videos now of World War II that we have been recorded through photographers going into battle with U.S. troops. So along the beach, or the water, there's wet sand, which I used in dark tan, which transitions into tan plates up here to show that sand that has not been touched by water yet. And here's a palm tree along the beach and a crab. Now moving on to the rocky outcrop, there's Japanese caves in here, which were common throughout the Pacific Theater. So inside here, there is a small cave. I'll get some better lighting to show. So inside there are 2 Japanese soldiers that have been killed, and you can see that through a shell hole, or which was caused by the U.S. shelling. One shell traveled through the mountain and exploded inside the Japanese pillbox here, and both the soldiers stationed inside there died. So here's some better light. You can see the one soldier, his legs are blown off, and that leads into a cave in the back that extends further back into the mountain, and that comes out right here. So I'll show that to you in better detail on the other side. But also on this side, there's a small water cave here. That's a part of the cutaway, and in it is a pipe that leads away from the Japanese emplacements. So that's supposed to show the how the Japanese got their waste removed through pipes like that in caves. And on the top there was an anti-aircraft gun that was destroyed in the shelling as well. And there's smoke rising up from that, and a palm tree up there as well. So on the beach, another Marine was killed here, and he dropped his M1 carbine full stock right next to it, and his backpack as well. Right here's a mortar explosion from one of the Japanese mortars on top of the castle. And also here's another Marine with a BAR, whose leg got shot, and he's limping along the beach, but still pushing forward. So you can see his bloody footsteps there. And more fire from a Japanese soldier with a Type 100 Japanese Defender gun that they used quite frequently in the Pacific Theater. So along the side of the mock here, there's a Japanese trench system that leads from the emplacement in the mountain to the Japanese headquarters underneath the castle. So there's some grasses along the side that would extend out further this way, or this way, if more of the MOC was put together, but right now there's just a small section. There are more Japanese defenders here, one with a Bren gun. It's going to fall off. But this was also a very widely used Japanese gun during World War II. It's modeled after the British, pretty much the exact same as the British version, but it was used widely as Japanese as a supporting machine gun. And here are some frag grenades that the Japanese could use to throw against the Americans on the beach. And another Japanese running away into a tunnel here that leads to the headquarters. Also up here on the hill, there is another Japanese soldier with a machine gun in a small machine gun nest looking out over the beach. So he's in a good vantage point to shoot down the approaching Americans. Also here is another emplacement with a Japanese soldier with another Bren gun. There's more equipment inside there and stairs to get out, but he's just sitting in there shooting at the Americans. And also on the American side there's a Marine captain here with custom bars on his helmet. So he's armed with he's a Thompson and a pistol. So he's charging up the beach with more of the U.S. Marines here with M1 carbines. He's the BAR, bazooka, another Thompson, a lot of all the weapons that were used in World War II by the Marines. Moving around on the side, there is the entrance to the headquarters, which we'll all show in greater detail in a little bit. And there's also the cutaway of the tunnel leading to that. So here's another anti-aircraft gun situated on the side of the castle, which is well situated to be protected from shelling, but also to shoot down any American planes coming around the side. So I'll show the castle like this in a better angle. Two flags or banners hanging off the front. Some moss growing around the sides and front. And here's another example of shelling from the U.S. Navy. There's a hole blown in the wall, and here's a Japanese defender that was killed in that explosion. And also along the back here, there's a statue of a samurai warrior, right nestled in the corner here. And more moss and decay of showing the old castle. On the top of the castle here, there are multiple mortar emplacements with Japanese soldiers putting 60mm shells into those, getting ready to fire them off. Here, this one just got shot, so that's causing the explosion there. And there's also another Japanese soldier up here on the top of the balcony shooting down at the Americans. And of course my custom Rising Sun flag. I'm sure you saw that in an earlier picture, but here it is. Quite simple, but I thought it turned out well, and it adds to the realism of the MOC. And up top here is a Japanese sniper. So here's the entranceway into the bottom part of the castle. There's a small table here with food and an overturned chair. Might be hard to see. But also, there's an entrance into the headquarters that pops up in the bottom of the castle. It's not sure if we'll be able to see that, but it's in there. Let's see. Right around there, I think, is where the entrance is. So there's a ladder leading down into the headquarters here, which I will show. So there's the Japanese commander stationed here. Let's see. And all their supplies are located back here, as well as medic area, a communication station here, and multiple field officers, Japanese, that are working on these different equipment. So there's a rising sun flag in the back, another model. Maps on the wall. More equipment in the back. A table where the Japanese commander sits and works on paperwork, filing reports, and reporting to his commanding officers on different islands and on the mainland. And also on the side there is a generator built into the wall that the Japanese use for power. Let's see. The cable is shown here on the floor, and part of the generator is visible right there. And on to the next part. So here in the back there is a small trench, swamp, down at the lowest point of the MOC other than the lagoon. And going through it is Indiana Jones. So, armed with his whip and a machete. And there's lots of grasses along the way, marshy weeds and stuff. And right camouflaged into the side here is the entrance into the pillbox. So it would be hard to see for soldiers coming along the beach, approaching here. And there's another mortar position right here with a Japanese soldier. Well camouflaged into the castle, the rocky outcrop here. So there's a small muddy section here with a small cliff face just to add up onto the hill. Here's some camouflage netting behind a trench where another Japanese soldier is situated. There's an entrance down into the behind the front lines right along here from the beach. And more barbed wire, or the barbed wire on the base is located right here. And here's the top of the pillbox. There's a palm tree, some bamboo leaves, mushrooms, and bushes. So it's camouflaged from observers from the air. So I'll go ahead and take this off to show the interior. And there are two Japanese soldiers here, shooting out of the pillbox windows, hopefully missing the Japanese soldier there. But there's a lot of other stuff inside here too. There's food, mortar, a shotgun, backpack, a table, more crates of equipment, and a nicely tiled floor here. So I'll put the lid back on, or the top of the pillbox back on. Please like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you like this, please go check out more of my videos on my channel. And there are more videos soon to come as well. Thank you.